You mentioned Joey Logano, which I am so interested to ask your opinion about the glove, because this was one of the most
Oh, yeah.
unusual
Yeah.
stories
Yeah, I love
that
this.
came out of the weekend. And if you missed it, it was pretty strange. A webbed glove, obviously for type of aero advantage,
Yeah.
holding the hand up in the car
Yeah.
for qualifying. Very creative. A+ for creativity.
Gotta
I
give
must
it
say.
to him.
Yeah. What did you make of this? And like, have you seen something like this before?
I love it.
I didn't- yeah.
Look, I know of a lot of stories. I mean, there used to be guys that would have like a huge piece of plexiglass that would pull that baby up from behind the door pad, pull that thing up to the top of the window net. Dale Jr., if you might be able to elaborate on this story. And not to say that we didn't have one, but I love the innovation part of our sport. I love the creativity. Yeah. It sucks when you get busted.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think of things that other people aren't doing, to me, that's a feather in the cap. And I think that's a feather in those guys' cap, because I heard that it was used for multiple years. And if that's the case,
they
kudos
got
to
away
them.
with that for a long time then.
But they only got caught because, like, imagine if they would have just got it certified. Or just like talk to somebody and no one else knew about it, but it was a certified piece.
Yeah.
Because it would take a while for anyone else to know, obviously, for anyone else to notice that was different.
How would you submit that, you think?
Hey, can you not tell anybody else about this?
Yeah, but
it's our deal, but like
it's our deal. Don't repeat.
But obviously the other Penske cars didn't use it, or they just didn't get caught.
So would you be mad? Like if you were on the Penske team, would you be like, hey, what? Where's that web glove been for me for the last 4 years?
Well, see, this is
100%.
where it's a team, but not really. It's an individual. Right? I mean, because there's only so much that you can share. So only one can win.
It might just be Joey's deal.
Yeah.
Joey might have figured it out himself, and like no one really
Maybe
knew.
you can find out next week.
Yeah.
Let's
talk to Sliced Bread. See
if everybody had it or if it was just him. Because if it's just him, even more kudos to him. I mean, we've been thrown out. We were thrown out for things all through the years. But I'm all for the innovation and creativity.
Are the drivers always aware of all the things that the team is doing?
No.
No, not all the time.
The problem with the drivers is that most of them have a big mouth, and so they get into the motorhome lot and it'd be like, "Hey,
by the way,
did you think you got that same spoiler I got on my car? Well, I don't know. You got a spoiler on your car? Maybe. Yeah. You got that thing going on with your intake manifold? Yeah, probably. I don't know. You can't tell the drivers because they got a big mouth.
That's how it works.
Well,
yeah.
It seems like the secrecy would be premium if you're trying to win.
Interior guys start coming in their car.
Yeah, absolutely. The less people that know in our sport, you got to remember the cars they're 3 feet apart in the garage.
Yeah.
And it's less now than it used to be, but everybody has a photographer that takes pictures of everybody else's cars. Everybody's videoing everybody else's cars. They go back and the engineers do nothing but dissect these cars through photography, through videography, through all the telemetry and things that they have. They spend more time working on
watching
everybody else's cars than they do their own cars. You have your own department that worries about everybody else, and I think it's just a fine line between what you tell the driver and what you don't.
It's very fascinating. One of the most fascinating parts of the sport.
RC once told me, he said, "Mamba, we can't unlearn what we learned."
That's right.
And that's the problem. It just keeps going.